Hello students, today we will study about inflation. In our today's lecture, we will go through introduction, definition, type of inflation, causes of inflation, effect of inflation, how is inflation measured, consequences of inflation and measures of inflation. Introduction. Inflation is defined as a sustained increase in the price level or fall in value of money. When there is increase in the price level or fall in the value of money, that will be defined as inflation in the economy. When the level of currency of a country exceeds the level of production, inflation occurs. Value of money depreciates with the occurrence of inflation. Definition. According to C. Crowther, inflation is state in which the value of money is falling and the price are rising. In economics, the word inflation refers to general rise in prices measured against a standard level of purchasing power. Type of inflation: open inflation, suppressed inflation, galloping inflation, creeping inflation, hyperinflation. These are main type of inflation. Open inflation, the rate where cost rise due to economic trends of spending products and services, that will be called open inflation. Suppressed inflation, existing inflation disguised by government price controls or other interference in the economy, such as subsidies. Such suppression nevertheless can only be temporary because no government measures can completely contain accelerating inflation in the long run. It is also called repressed inflation. Galloping inflation, very rapid inflation which is almost impossible to reduce. Creeping inflation, circumstances where the inflation of a nation increase gradually but continually over time. This trend to be a typical pattern for many nations, although the increase is relatively small in the short term. As it continues over time, the effect will become greater and greater. Hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is because mainly by excessive deficit spending financed by printing more money by a government. Some economists believe that social breakdown leads to hyperinflation, not vice versa, and that its roots lies in political rather than economical causes. Causes of inflation. Factor on demand side. Factors on demand side: increase in money supply, increase in disposable income, deficit financing, foreign exchange reserve. Factors on supply side: rise in administrated prices, erratic agriculture growth, agricultural price policy, inadequate industrial growth. Effect of inflation: they add insufficiencies in the market and make it difficult for companies to budget and or plan long term. Uncertainty about the future purchasing power of money discourages in investment and saving. There can be also be negative impacts to trade from an increased instability in currency exchange prices caused by unpredictable inflation. Higher income tax rates. Inflation rate in the economy is higher than rates in other countries. This will increase imports and reduce exports, leading to a deficit in the balance of trade. How is inflation measured? The two way of measuring inflation are consumer price index, that is called CPI, What is CPI? A measure of price change in consumer goods and services such as gasoline, food, clothing, and automobiles. The CPI measures price change from the perspective of the purchaser. Second is PPI, a family of indexes that measures the average change over time in selling price by domestic producers of goods and services. PPI measure price change from the perspective of the seller. Consequences of inflation: adverse effect on production, adverse effect on distribution of income, obstacle to development, changes in relative prices. Measures of inflation: monetary policy, credit control, demonetization of currency, issue new currency. Fiscal policy: reduction of unnecessary expenditure, increase in taxes, increase in saving, surplus budget, public debt. And third is other measures to increase production, rational wage policy, or price control. These are main measures of inflation. Thank you so much for watching this video.